It is always a pleasure to have you on board for Maisha Prime News. Many thanks to you for trusting Maisha Television Kenya. For bold, authoritative and incisive bulletin, it's always our aim to inform and educate you on stories making headlines across the country and beyond. Here are the stories making headlines. Tonight,
nimeweza kuwa clear nisimame kama candidate wa Fort Kenya.
Verification of aspirants is still going on all over the country, with IEBC issuing certificates to those who meet all its requirements. Also tonight,
na siku ya leo tumetembea Narok mzima tukihimiza hasa wanayouth wetu, watu wa boda, ili wakati wa campaign.
Hundreds of women drawn from the Women Guild movement hold peaceful demonstration in Narok town, urging the residents to embrace peace as the country nears elections. And a new report by NCIC reveals areas that are likely to pose security challenges before, during, and after the polls. Now you're welcome. With less than 70 days to the August 9th general election, a new report by NCIC reveals areas that are likely to pose security challenges before, during, and after the polls. Kenya has a history of violence almost every election cycle, and NCIC is committed to curbing the vice as elections approach. 6 counties are highly likely to experience electoral violence during the 2022 general elections. Here is more. 6 counties are likely to experience electoral violence during the 2022 general elections. A report by the National Cohesion and Integration Commission NCIC shows. The report, launched on Tuesday and seen by Maisha TV, names Nairobi, Nakuru, Kericho, Kisumu, Uasin Gishu and Mombasa as areas likely to experience electoral violence before, during or after the polls.
Kwenda kupiga kura kwa sababu kuna hiyo tendency ya kila after election kuna those chaos. So tunaamini ya kwamba after every election lazima kukuwe na vita.
These are the people we've been having ever since 2007, 2010 Palmigration and 2013, and even every time we do election. And this is something like, to me, I think some people are just trying to create job for themselves and to the entire communities.
Chief Justice and President of the Supreme Court Martha Koome was the guest of honor during the launch of the report at Sankara Hotel in Westlands, Nairobi County. NCIC conducted a hotspot mapping to get an understanding of the peace and security situation in the country to inform programming for the prevention of electoral violence ahead of the 2022 general elections.
Look at a county like Homa Bay. Homa Bay will move to a high risk very quickly. True or false? Yes. Those who know, know. Okay. Bungoma will move very quickly because things have what? Changed very much. So this was started between, but we are constantly reviewing. So I can tell you, we of course have to release this. But as we engage, we'll give you more data as we go. And those are the medium low-risk counties, which I will not be able to go to.
Survey, and I'm here to present the Inspector General, National Police Service. And on his behalf, I would like to thank the organizers for extending that invitation to the National Police Service. And I would like to say that as a service, we started preparing ourselves for the 2022 general elections way back in 2019. The reason being that we wanted to make sure that we do things differently and not business as usual, and make sure that the country is safe and secure for all to cast their votes. And apart from the preparations, National Police Service, jointly with stakeholders, have been able during that time, that period, to prepare materials and manuals to assist the police commanders and officers under them to prepare for the elections adequately.
The months leading up to and after elections have been the most violent periods in Kenya's post-independence history. More than 1,200 people were killed and an estimated 600,000 displaced during the 2007 elections. The report also put Kenya's National Electoral Violence Index at 53.43%. The report says that 10 counties are at a medium high risk and are prone to electoral violence in the upcoming polls, while 31 are likely to experience peaceful elections. The 10 are Bomet, Samburu, Nandi, Meru, Isiolo, Baringo, Lamu, Laikipia, Marsabit and Narok counties.
They are there. There is Narok at 74.3%, Marsabit 63.2%, Laikipia 65.6%, Lamu 71.6%, Baringo 61%. Actually, Isiolo should be top of Baringo. And then Baringo, then Meru 61%, Samburu 58%, Bomet 57.6%. As I give this data, let me just make it very clear. This study was done between January and April. It's a 4-month study. This is a dynamic study. It's not static, okay? Because we're also looking at dynamic factors like I listed earlier. So things could have changed today. So for example, there are counties which will move to medium high risk. There are counties which will move to high risk. For example, I can tell you, if you use the same study we did and...
The report points out an ongoing emergence and re-emergence of organized criminal gangs, especially juvenile groups, gangs, goons and militia. It further says the use of drugs and substance abuse is rampant and could be a catalyst for electoral violence. It also points out that there is a rise in the use of hate speech, propaganda and political rhetoric in public spaces and social media platforms, a key trigger of electoral violence. The report, however, notes that Kenyans have strong faith in the capacity of state and non-state actors to address emerging conflicts. It said Nairobi County is seen as the epicenter of political contestation, with significant ripple effects on other counties. The most unsafe areas in Nairobi are Muradi area, Utalii Ward, Githurai Market, Thika Road, Mlango Kubwa, Kariobangi North Soko Stage, Kawangware Kongo, Kangemi Maumau, Dagoreti Kabiria, Wanye, Hamza, Jericho, Kayole and Umama Komarok, Masimba, Soweto, Mukuru kwa Njenga and Mukuru kwa Ruben, Choka and Dandora. On February 18th, NCIC released a report that named 23 counties as possible hotspots for violence before, during and after the August elections. The regions were Kisumu, Uasin Gishu, Nakuru, Mombasa, Nairobi, Migori, Kericho, Isiolo, Lamu, Bungoma, Kakamega, Vihiga, Trans Nzoia, Marsabit, Kiambu, Nyamira, Homa Bay, Nandi, Bomet, Murang'a, Kirinyaga, Garissa and Siaya. ethnic balkanization and zoning of the country by politicians, increased inflammatory attacks and hate speech by prominent leaders, misuse of social media platforms to perpetuate ethnic hate speech, and incitement to violence are some of the issues NCIC listed.
We cannot afford to have elections stolen. Ile fujo tumepata katika Kenya hii every 5 years ni kwa sababu uchaguzi umekuwa na matatizo.
So we want to tell our competitors, this is your scheme to talk about stolen votes because you want to orchestrate violence in our country. And we want to tell you, you will fail and you will fail miserably.
Others were demonstrations or hooliganism by followers of different political groups with potential for political violence and chest thumping among key coalition leaders that there is no way they will lose elections.
Unajua kule Central, nimesikia wengine wakisema hapa tuliwaibia. Kuna kaukweli kidogo, lakini kama tulijua kuiba si hata hii tutafanya nini?
Chief Justice Martha Koome has since appointed 119 special magistrates to hear and determine election-related offences. In a Gazette notice published on March 11th, Koome said the appointments took effect from January 19th, 2022. The appointments were made in all counties, but some devolved units got more special magistrates than others. Nairobi has the highest number of special magistrates at 7, while Kiambu, Nakuru and Nyeri have 5 each. Mombasa and Kisumu have 4. Uasin Gishu, Migori, Murang'a, Machakos, Makueni, Siaya, Kisii, Kirinyaga, Kilifi, Embu, Bungoma and Kajiado have 3 each. Koome said courts prioritizing crimes of hate speech will be set up in select hotspots to deal with matters under the National Cohesion and Integration Act. For Maisha Prime, Maisha Television, Ambushabi Jr. Alright, now verification of aspirants is still ongoing all over the country, with IEBC issuing certificates to those who meet all its requirements. The Service Party TSP leader Mwangi Kiunjuri, former Nairobi County Assembly Speaker Beatrice Elachi have been cleared among many by the Independent Electoral and Boundaries Commission IEBC to vie for the Dagoretti North Member of Parliament seat, for the Laikipia East Parliamentary seat respectively too. As some received the green light, some aspirants never saw the light of the day. Let's have a look.
Today I've presented my papers, and that means that it is now confirmed that I will be a candidate on 9th of August this year, running for Laikipia East constituency. There is no doubt whatsoever that I will be running on a TSP, a party, where I'm the party leader. And I want once again to confirm that TSP is firmly in Kenya Kwanza, and that the remaining days we shall put our best foot forward to ensure that we do not only win enough seats as a party, but also to ensure that we campaign hard to allow our presidential candidate to be able to have a comfortable lead come 9th of August this year.
Ningependa kusema kuwa na furaha sana kwa sababu makaratasi yangu yamekubalika, certificate nimepata, sasa ni kuingia uwanjani kinyang'anyiro. Yaani sasa tuingie uwanja alafu wananchi wataamua baada ya miezi miwili. The relationship is supposed to be consultative. Whatever that is going to go wrong, I will definitely talk to my governor, I will seek his audience, I will engage him. We respect each other, we trust each other, and we intend to serve the community very well.
And I'm happy to tell the people of Nyaribari Church that we have been cleared by IEBC, and this is the evidence. It took a very short time inside there because I think IEBC was ready for us and we were also ready for them. So right now, we are really ready to hit the ground running.
Unfortunately, there was some mishap in the documentation, which has forced us to go back to the drawing board so that we sort out those misunderstanding and then get our documents filled as per the IEBC requirement.
kwamba sasa safari imeanza. Mtaniona vijijini kwa milango zenyu nikimuomba mnisupport ili wakati huu tupate uongozi wa kina mama.
Leo tumepata certificate yetu ya nomination kutoka IEBC na niko sasa na ruhusa ya kwenda kuwaomba kura. Nawaomba nitakuja kwa ground na wale ambao tuko nao hapa tuwaombe kura, na tutaomba kura kwa njia ya amani sana.
Mimi nitaka tu kuambia pia wenzangu ambao tunakimbia nao kura hii, wacha tufanye campaign ambayo ni amani, campaign ambayo iko issue based.
There's such a heightened scrutiny on qualifications. I'm glad that we have passed that. I also want to thank the officers of Ethics and Anti-Corruption Commission. They have been very supportive in helping me to complete the self-declaration form and guiding me on what are the cardinal documents that I should attach, ranging from tax compliance, being somebody of clean record with the police, and so on.
The nomination process has been good, very interactive, and I want to celebrate the day that it's full of ICT now. All the information we have today is digital, and as a digital process, there is the issue of internet, the issue of uploading, the issue of printing. So the duration taken is basically because of ICT. But all in all, the exercise is good. I want to thank IBC that let them proceed in the same manner. That on 9th of August, when we will be voting, the whole system is electronic, as we did approve in the National Assembly. And where there is no electronic, they have prescribed the forms which are duly regulated by the National Assembly, and we will be able to comply and move on.
I am sure with his leadership and with the Ford Kenya fraternity, we are going to sweep all the seats in Bungoma.
I want to assure our opponents that sasa kazi imeanza leo. We are prepared. Vile niliwaambia, in the air, on the ground, and where there is water, in the sea, tutakutana huko. We are peaceful, we are sure of victory, and I'm sure with this team we are going to succeed. Yes. We assure you of a peaceful election.
Not a selfish person mwenye anatafuta ubinafsi. Wale wote ambao tutatunukia kuwa mawaziri, they will still be part of the bigger happy family of Ford Kenya, na tutafanya kazi na wao. Wale tutawapa uPS, wale tutawapa ubalozi na kazi zingine katika serikali ijayo ya Kenya Kwanza.
Nimeweza kuwa cleared nisimame kama candidate wa Ford Kenya kuwania ubunge wa Likuyani. Sasa nikutangaza tu na kuambia kwamba nao tuko tayari kwenda mbele kugombania hiki kiti. Wenzangu wenye watasimama kwa ubunge wa Likuyani ni kuwaelezea, tafadhali tukifanya kampeni yetu tufanye kampeni ya kuleta watu wetu pamoja, sio kampeni ya kugawa watu, sio kampeni ya ukabila, sio kampeni na kuingiza uhasama. Nataka tufanye kampeni yenye naleta watu wetu pamoja, tukijua kwamba tarehe 9 mwezi wa 8 ni siku moja tu, itakuja na itaenda, lakini Likuyani itaendelea. So hatutaki tuache Likuyani ikiwa imegawanyika. Tuwe na kampeni ya amani. Ni kuambia tu sasa, wale watu walikuwa wanafikiria kwamba sasa Kibunguchi amewachia, vile niliwaambia pale mbeleni, uongozi huachiwi. So hakuna mtu mwenye tumeachia na hakuna mtu mwenye tutaachia. Okay? Sasa nimejisajili, I'm a candidate tarehe 9 mwezi wa 8, and watu wawe tayari kukutana na Dr. Kibunguchi. Tusitembee kule nje na kusema tumeachia mtu. Hayo ndio maneno tunataka niambie watu. But ya muhimu vile nimesema, tafadhali tukitafuta kura tuwe na sera.
I know it is a journey that we have walked, and today now I'm a candidate,
I have been cleared by IEBC. The most important thing for me is to now prepare myself to humbly go and look for votes and to request the people of Dagoretti North to believe in my manifesto, what I believe is my dream to see Dagoretti North. And the most important thing, my 4 pillars, which is education.
Kazi ya kutafuta kura sasa ndio inataka kuanza. Ya kwamba sasa tutatoka katika maboardroom na mikutano sijui ya wapi, tunataka kuingia katika kijiji kwa kijiji, mtaa kwa mtaa, mpaka tuhakikishe kwamba tunaleta